Whether we speak up or whether we remain silent is a choice. So, what choices are you seeing within your communities and within your workplace? More importantly, what choices are you making? Whilst I'm not political, and I certainly do not follow the politics in Northern Ireland, I found this interview with Naomi Long on hashtag BBC very interesting. The 6 stages framework offers us that choice and challenge of where we position ourselves and how we respond and behave in the face of racism and other forms of discrimination. Naomi Long, leader of the Alliance Party, speaking about how her teacher had bravely voiced her views in Northern Ireland, described the following. I went home and I told my dad what my teacher said, and he said, tell your teacher if you stand in the middle of the road, you get knocked down. I went and told my teacher, and she said, tell your father it's much better to be in the middle of the road than in the gutter. Naomi Long went on to say that the opportunities we have for pulling together are much more powerful than the opportunities we have divided apart. When asked, how do you tolerate those who are dishing out abuse at you, she explained how someone shortly after her father-in-law had died, and she was on the campaign trail, had commented on how awful her hair looked during this time of turmoil and grief. She explained that a lot of the time you have to put yourself in the shoes of the people who are dishing out the abuse and imagine how sad and empty their lives may be, and remind yourself that your life is neither. Whilst I think she's right, my view is that we need to view the lives and experiences of those dishing out the abuse not as sad and empty, but just to recognize what has impacted on their lives and helped form where they are in their perspectives and their journeys. That's not to condone the actions or behaviors, but merely to recognize the influences they've been in forming their perspectives and behaviors. There's no doubt that we live in a complex world, complex societies and communities. We need to work at building bridges of empathy and avoiding dishing out blame wherever we can. This is by no means easy, but it is something we all need to work at. And whether we're talking about Northern Ireland or other parts of the world, or racism or discriminations in general, it's important that we find ways of building bridges of empathy, not condoning the racism or what's going on, but finding ways of building those bridges of empathy wherever possible. So I ask you, do you choose to be in the middle of the road or in the gutter when conversations about race are being had, or when someone speaks up about their experiences of racism as described in my recent post on LinkedIn? Do you rush to judge others based on their appearances without knowing what's going on in their lives? So, what choices are you making? What do you choose? And remember, staying silent is a choice. Hashtag compassion, hashtag humanity, hashtag building bridges of empathy, hashtag do not rush to judgment, hashtag time to speak up, hashtag tolerance, hashtag discriminations, hashtag prejudice, hashtag racism, hashtag Northern Ireland.